I'm trying to make this video not too long. Just basically going to talk about the different kinds of guns in the game and where they're located, how to pull them out, how to fire them, and how to maintain them. So different kinds of guns. You've got sidearms, which are located in the top portion of your weapon wheel, and you've got long arms, which are located at 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock. The sidearms can be revolvers, it can be a sawn-off shotgun, or a pistol, which I don't carry pistols, but if I did, this is where you'd be able to select your pistol. I carry revolvers in my sidearm slots, but yeah, this is where your sidearms are. You can carry two sidearms once you, I think, are level maybe 20, I can't remember the level. When you get to the level that you need to be at, you then go to the gun store and you buy this holster you see on the front of my character. That's the additional holster that is in addition to that holster on her right hand side. And that additional holster allows you to carry an additional sidearm, and you basically can hit the two up arrows and pull them both out and shoot them both. Now take note that when I was talking about cycling through the different kinds of guns, you need to be near your horse. So I want to talk about that for a second. When you're near your horse and facing your horse, you can cycle through different kinds of guns in each position of the wheel. So keeping in mind that you only have the 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock positions for guns, so that's only 4 positions, you need to be aware of what guns are in those positions, because once you walk away from your horse, those are the guns that are set. You see I can't cycle through them now with R2 and L2. I can't do that because I'm not near my horse. So those guns are basically on my character. You can see them on her back, and you got guns in your holsters too. If you wanted to go back, for example, I've got the Lancaster repeater and the Carcano rifle. Let's say I want to go back. I wanted to pull out my bolt action rifle instead of the Carcano, which is right there at 6 o'clock. I'd have to go back to my horse, and you see now I got the option for R2, L2. I can cycle over to bolt action, and now I've got the bolt action. Now when I walk away from my horse, I've got the bolt action at 6 o'clock. And let's say I wanted, instead of the Lancaster repeater at 9 o'clock, I wanted to put a shotgun in there. I'll go ahead and go back to my horse and cycle over to pump action shotgun, and now at 9 o'clock I've got pump action shotgun, and at 6 o'clock I've got bolt action rifle. Same thing with the sidearms. You can go back to your horse and put a different sidearm, and now I've got different sidearms in my holsters now than what I had before. So that's how you manage what guns you have. That's where the guns are located. We can talk for a second about the different kinds of guns. We kind of touched on different kinds of sidearms. You've got revolvers, you can carry pistols, or you can carry sawn-off shotguns as your sidearms. When it comes to long arms, your options are shotguns. There's different kinds of shotguns. There's the pump action, which I got here. There's a repeating shotgun, a semi-auto shotgun. I suggest the pump action or semi-auto. Those are the best shotguns pretty much. They can carry 5 rounds before you need to reload. You see that in the top right hand corner where it says 5. That's 5 until you're out. Now you need to reload. So that's the pump action right there, but different kinds of shotguns are available. You can also get repeaters. Repeaters are good for medium range. Of course, a shotgun's good for close range, obviously. Repeaters better for medium range. They have a better reach, not as much power as a shotgun, but they're good for a lot of different fighting situations. They're also fast fire rate. So you can see you shoot pretty fast. You can hold 14 rounds in the top right hand corner if you see that, 14, which is an advantage of repeaters. There's different kinds of repeaters. There's this one I've got right here, Lancaster repeater. Is a carbine repeater, which you start out with in the game. It gives you that gun by default. Not a bad gun. It also, you can buy a Litchfield repeater and a couple other different repeaters. But if you want to shoot something from a long range, from far away, you want to get a rifle like a bolt action. So this is a bolt action rifle right here. Good for long range, great power. You can see the damage stat is pretty high. Range is fantastic. It's full range. I mean, you can shoot something from really far away. Disadvantages, you definitely don't want to use this for close quarters combat, because the reason why is because of this. Slow fire rate. If there's someone close to you pumping rounds into you, the time between each shot for you is just too much. So you're gonna really be outgunned if you're close up. But if you're far away, you can also go into scope mode if you buy a scope for the gun. Most guns you can add a scope to them. But anyways, from far away it's a little bit less detrimental. Take note also, with any gun, you can aim with L2 and then fire. You can also not aim with L2, just start firing, and that's what's called hip firing. It's much faster, but it's a little bit less accurate. That's hip firing. That's not going into aim before you start firing. It's just firing straight from the hip. So here's aiming with the Lancaster repeater, and here's hip firing with the Lancaster repeater. Probably could shoot even faster if I hit the button faster. Let's try hip firing with the bolt action rifle. It's still not that fast. It's just not a fast gun. Anyways, so there's the different kinds of guns. There's how to pull your guns off your horse. We'll talk real briefly about different kinds of ammo. You can see I've got the revolver selected here. You see the stats like damage, range, fire rate, reload, accuracy, condition, and below condition you see express, and that's the type of ammo I've got in the gun. If you hit left and right arrow, you can cycle through different ammo. If you're a lower level, you probably don't have other ammo types, so it will probably be grayed out and you won't be able to select anything except regular ammo. But I'm just showing you how, whenever you do buy better ammo, how do you get to the different kinds of ammo. Once you select a different kind of ammo, you need to load it into your gun, so just be aware of that. So once I select regular ammo, my character is going to need to load that ammo into the gun. If I were to put high velocity in there, my character has to load that in there too. The different types of ammo basically are like this. Regular ammo, of course, is just the basic ammo available to you. It's the ammo you can carry the most of. You can carry 400 revolver rounds if you have the upgraded revolver pouch. I think it's 200 without the upgrade, which is still pretty good. You can carry 200 high velocity rounds. High velocity is good for range. You see that range going up. You also see the damage going up too. You've got split point, which is mainly just more damage over regular compared to regular, just more damage. And then when you compare regular to express, you've got more damage as well. I think actually, back to split point. Split point also gives you more accuracy. So split point is more damage and accuracy. Express is just more damage. And then the last one in most guns is explosive rounds. You can only carry 10 of those in most guns. Over here on the repeater, same thing, 10. You can only carry 10, and same thing with the rifle, only 10 explosive rounds. Each type of ammo is exclusive to that kind of gun. So, for example, when it says regular here on the revolver, that's 10. That's a regular revolver rounds, high velocity revolver rounds, split point revolver rounds, express revolver rounds, and explosive revolver rounds. Over here, it's regular repeater rounds, high velocity repeater rounds, split point repeater rounds, express repeater rounds, and explosive repeater rounds. Here is regular rifle rounds, high velocity rifle rounds, split point rifle rounds, express rifle rounds, and explosive rifle rounds. So it's the kind of ammo is particular to that kind of gun. You don't just buy just explosive, or express ammo. There's specific rifle express ammo, or express, revolver ammo. With the shotguns, they have their own kind of hierarchy. With the shotguns, you've got here's a shotgun. We've got shells. Shells do same amount of damage as slugs, but of course you have less range with the and less accuracy with the shell. They spread, obviously. You know how a shell works. You've got slugs. You can carry less of them, so that's a disadvantage, but they are better than shells. They go further and they do the same amount of damage, and they're accurate, much more accurate. And you've got incendiary, which are shells, or explosive shells, and you've got explosive slugs, which are probably the best ammo in the game. You can only carry 10, but if you shoot a player with an explosive slug, they're probably going to die, no matter how high level they are. You can see that damage is almost at the highest level. So now, last thing I want to talk about is how do you maintain your guns. So you see the condition at the bottom. On this gun right here, bolt action, our condition is all the way down to, we're about halfway through the second section. That's not good. You definitely want to make sure the gun doesn't get any lower than the first little bar. Once that first bar is depleted, you definitely want to clean it. So this one is overdue for cleaning. And what you do is once the gun's highlighted, you see in the bottom right hand corner it says maintain R3. So you click down R3, which is the right control stick, click it down, and you have the gun, you're holding it right there. And then you hit square, and if you look in the bottom left hand corner, you'll see the condition bar will go up while the red areas will fill up. The red areas are telling you that is how much the damage, fire rate, and reload capabilities have been negatively affected by not being in top condition. So as I clean it, which I hit square to do that, the condition bar will go up, and all those other bars will fill up too. And now it's at full damage abilities, full fire rate abilities, and full reload abilities. Same thing with any other gun. You can take your revolver right here, click down R3 for maintain, and same thing, you just hit clean, and then you clean the gun. Take note that in order to clean a gun, you do need gun oil. Gun oil looks like that. That's what gun oil is. You buy it at a general store or or from your catalog. You can go here, hold down left arrow, go to your catalog, and go to hunting and fishing, and then hit R1 to flip through the pages. Just flip through here, get over to gun oil. There it is right there on the left hand side, and basically you basically purchase the gun oil. Of course, if you buy something from the catalog, don't forget that you have to go to a post office or a lockbox to pick up whatever you buy, and it appears in the post office and the lockbox instantaneously. It's magic, so you don't have to worry about waiting or anything like that. So yeah, that's how you maintain guns and pull guns off your horse, and a little bit of how to fire the guns and what kinds of guns are good for what situations, and what kind of different ammo you can get for the guns. So there you go.